Welcome back to another video. I'm here with Alvaro, and we're going to be going over the Arduino SDK and PlatformIO using Golioth. How you doing, Alvaro?
I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm excited about this. This is one day we showed up on a Monday after a weekend, and Alvaro, you said, I did this thing this weekend. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fast turnaround.
Yeah, we launched like a new gateway on our platform, MQTT gateway, and usually MQTT is more broadly available on other like IoT platforms. And I was like, yeah, let's build an Arduino SDK with that new gateway, and that's what we're
And
gonna show here.
And you just made it. You just made it happen, huh? You just
Yeah.
spun it up real quickly. So let's give a little bit of a contrast here. So what's the difference from so we have this new MQTT gateway. How is that different from CoAP in the past?
Yeah. So the idea of our platform is to provide like a lot of different device services that you want to use for your application. You want to keep like your real-time state, your time series data, do OTA updates, but we want to do that like on different protocols. So before, like you said, we still have, of course, the CoAP protocol, which is over UDP, and is meant more for like low power devices, like cellular networks, and like there are some use cases that CoAP is still better. And then there's like MQTT that's for people that usually try to search like how to do their own IoT projects. You usually hit some sort of like MQTT content, but MQTT is it's a protocol that runs over TCP. And like if you have like you don't have to worry that much about power usage. Maybe you have like a device that goes on an outlet, and like TCP, it's okay to use on the type of network that you're building your application. Maybe it's gonna be a better protocol for your use case. But like all in all, like we're probably gonna have like a separate video for you guys to see like the difference between CoAP and MQTT more in depth. But like the general idea that I want to say here is that there are different use cases for both protocols, and us at Golioth want to provide multiple protocols so you can fit for your different use cases.
I feel like another important point here as well is that yes, CoAP and MQTT are both there, but it's like they're not really visible to the user. They're not really like a thing that you have to be thinking about because we provide things like the Zephyr SDK, the Zephyr-based Golioth SDK, and now the Arduino SDK as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm gonna show here later on the code. We're gonna do some live coding here. But our Arduino SDK, only if you like look inside of the library, you're gonna see MQTT there. But like the outside API, you don't really know about that. Like you only have the functions related to our device services. So you want to listen to changes on IDB state, you want to publish a data on IDB stream, your time series data, or you want to send a log to our platform. That's the thing that you're gonna see on our Arduino SDK. You don't need to know the protocol for that. And even later we want to support maybe switching the underlying protocol, but right now we're just making available the services.
Yeah, and I feel like another thing that's that this kind of showcases is the fact that most people, like you had said, most people like kind of like get started with IoT projects and they're like, well, MQTT is all I really need here, right? I'm just gonna chuck some MQTT packets over this protocol and it's done. And like, there's a lot more stuff in there, right? There's the actual like the remembering the state and streaming time series based data. So that's really where this kind of comes into its own, is showing that there are other functionalities, not only that Golioth enables, but that users might want and need for their projects. Because at the end of the day, if you need to be streaming sensor data, for example, then you want to have all that timestamp associated with each and every packet, so you can go back and look at these data packets. Or if you're using Golioth, you can then go and start to aggregate data as well, which is another cool feature you would put in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right.
Yeah, usually when users start with like this and they install like the broker, and then they figure out they need to like write a script to like get the data from the broker, save in a database, and then there's a lot of things involved in that. So MQTT in the end is just the bridge, and we actually build services on top of those protocols. So you have much more than just a broker. You have like things that you can use to build your own application.
Right, exactly. Yeah, especially now you want to like go and access all that data that's sitting in this big pile of data in a database somewhere. You want to get it through the REST API or WebSockets, like the new thing that we just have. So all of these things help showcase why Golioth is important. So let's take a look at what you've done here. So what do we got? What do we start with?
So here is where the Arduino SDK is living. It's on our Golioth Labs repo. So if you guys want to check out the code, you can see here. But we're gonna get started, like create a project using PlatformIO. And for those who don't know, PlatformIO, it's a platform and some plugins that you can install on your IDE to help you develop for like embed devices. So they have support for different RTOSes, different boards, different different ecosystems for embed devices, and they have like a library manager, so dependency management. So they add a lot of things that is interesting for development in general. So I have the plugin already installed here on VS Code. So I'm gonna create a new project and call it Golioth SDK demo. And then I'm gonna select my board here. I have a ESP32 here, Feather,
Let me
from
get a
Adafruit.
close up here.
Yeah.
Can you show one more time? Sorry. Yeah.
Maybe the lens is not gonna focus here, but yeah, I have an ESP32 here. So we can search here for the ESP32 Feather. And then I can select even the framework here. We're gonna use Arduino because it's our SDK, but like some folks like to use the FreeRTOS based ESP IDF, so you can also have that on PlatformIO, but we're gonna choose Arduino. So I'm gonna create a project here. So it's gonna initialize, download dependencies like the Arduino SDK and things like to compile and flash the board. But then like we're already gonna have a project that we can get started. And here, like PlatformIO have a file called platformio.ini where you can like add configurations and like your library dependencies, the speed of your serial monitor, like a lot of things you can configure that. So we're gonna add this those lines here to download our library as a dependency. I can increase here a little bit, but those two libraries here to download directly from Git the library. Okay. So the project is already here. So we're gonna open the platformio.ini here and add this. And I'm already gonna add the monitor speed here, the serial monitor speed, just this one. The default is like 9600. And here we already have a project that works for an ESP32. And as I added the library here, it's already gonna start downloading it. And we can see here on the library depths dependencies that is downloading things here. And you can see here that it downloaded the Golioth SDK, but also the dependencies here. So it depends on the Arduino JSON library, the Arduino MQTT library. So it already has like dependency management built in. And for us to get started, what I can go here is go to the examples here. So we have different examples on our SDK here. So I'm gonna take the LightDB LED example here in Arduino and copy here to our source C here. Go here. Let's change the main CPP first here. The example code have code for the Arduino Maker 1010 board and also the ESP32, but I'm gonna remove those if defines here just for the ESP32. Also, I'm gonna change the LED here to use the built-in LED. And also I put an extra LED here, I forgot which pin, 21. And let me make this code clean here, but like there's a logic here to like connect to Wi-Fi, connect to the MQTT broker. Oh, in this case, connect to Golioth, but like this is under the hood with our SDK. But here you can see like the functions that we make available on our SDK. So you can listen to the hello endpoint, so you can like check if you're connecting correctly and if you receive like the name of the device. And also you can listen to LightDB on a given path. So here I'm listening to LightDB on the LED path, so I can receive the changes and do something about that. And then it's just like from time to time, every 5 seconds, it's updating the counter path here and posting those numbers here. So now that I made those changes here on the code, I need to go to the secrets file here and add the Wi-Fi credentials and the PSK. So I have my guest network here for just devices. It's full stack IoT. And now we need to create a device on Golioth. So here,
Yeah, all this
Um,
stuff looks very similar to in the past. Like adding Wi-Fi
yeah,
credentials, adding your PSK from Golioth, that sort of thing.
yeah. So let's create here. I'm gonna put another super secret here as the PSK. So I'm creating a device with a random name here and a random identity. Um, and let's put this into our device here. And now let's compile this code and send to the board. Click on this arrow here. It's gonna build for that platform, check if all dependencies are good.
Right. And so as this is building too, so when people like hear Arduino SDK, I think a lot of people would probably think like Arduino IDE, right? The traditional like, the teal and white window there, but this is all still running in the VS Code plugin for PlatformIO. So what is the Arduino aspect of it? Is it just the
Yeah.
fact that it's under the hood, it's running some Arduino based code, or what?
Yeah, I mean, Arduino like grew up to not just be like their own like closed ecosystem of like boards and like just support for their own boards. They have something called the Arduino Core, where other companies can like extend that and implement their own Arduino Core. So that's in this case, it's what Expressive did. They implemented the support for ESP32 and the Arduino Core here. So under the hood, what it's doing is just downloading the Expressive Arduino Core port and using it here to like compile and run and like supporting that board. So it's not using any Arduino specific library, but it's implementing their core functionality, like their core API.
Yep, got it.
And my board is flat here. Probably I should have set up the auto refresh here. It's already posting data. So we started talking here and the board is already posting data here. So let me open here the serial monitor so we can see it. Maybe let me restart the board here so we can see the connection.
That's a good idea.
Connect. So you can see checking Wi-Fi, connecting to broker. And then
so in this case, the broker is Golioth, right?
Yeah,
but it's not always.
It's Golioth. It's our gateway. And now, like, there are two LEDs here. There is one built-in LED on the board and an external LED that I added here. So what I'm gonna do here is to add the LED path. Let me stop the refresh here. And then add the LED path. And then let's toggle those two LEDs to turn on. So I'm gonna change the state of the device here in the cloud and submit that, and the device is gonna receive in real time. So you can see the red LED turn it on here, and also the blue LED I'm seeing inverted here. And we can see here that the device also received the changes here, the LED true and false. So we can toggle this a bit more. Let me change to false. Just show the red LED turning off.
I think there's maybe a little bit of power blinking there. Looks like the blue LED is a little bit on the fritz, but the may have just been the plug. Yeah.
It's
my power rail.
It's my jumper here. Different hardware problems. The cloud part is working. So let me turn off the blue LED here. False.
Right. So you're on the LightDB pullout panel in the Golioth console, and you're basically just changing that true to false, and then we could see it changes on the actual board itself as you do that.
And you didn't even had to think about a protocol. You only know about the protocol because we're telling you that it's over MQTT.
That's right.
But like here on Golioth, we want you to think about like your device state that you can change from the cloud. And then on your device, you want to listen to those changes and do something about it.
Right.
But yeah,
right.
That's
and it does translate to like a topic effectively, right? Like a traditional MQTT level topic, like LED 0 is state of true or false, but it's the exact same thing. Then if you switched over to using co-op, the interface is the same, and if you accessed it from the REST API, that would be the same. And so, like you're saying, you don't really have to think about all of that in between piece. It's not like it's not always a topic. It's not always that sort of thing.
Yeah, and you mentioned the topics here on our docs website. We have the documentation about how the topics works for using each service. So maybe if you don't want to use the Arduino SDK, you want to add support for ESP-IDF, like we mentioned. You have the topics here, and you can also do that kind of integration if you want. But we are going to be building those SDKs from time to time to different platforms. So that's the end goal.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's great.
That's how you can get started with the Arduino SDK here.
I really like that it, like I said, I think it showcases the fact that the protocol layer is, it's important. It, like you had said, Alvaro, it probably has implications in terms of your system design and how you want to be communicating with things. CoAP might be better for low power. MQTT might have some other benefits around reactiveness and stuff like that, reactivity. But at the end of the day, we want to make it easier for developers to try this out and get started. So we'll have links to all of this stuff. Is there anything else people should know about the Arduino SDK implementation?
Maybe I can only show like another thing that I built here with the Arduino SDK. So
Sure.
you guys can get excited to try it out. So this is a Grafana dashboard that I built using our platform APIs. So I have a board on my living room that is kind of collecting environmental data. It's a SparkFun micromod weather board, and it's collecting temperature, humidity, pressure, like light and UV data and soil moisture, and sending to our platform to LightDB stream. And here I have this Grafana board querying our REST APIs to show the data on the platform. So this is again showing what we mentioned before. The MQTT part is not important. The important part is getting your data, your sensor data from your device to the cloud, and then being able to query it, show on your application, and doing a step on top of it. So that's one of the end goals of Golioth. So you don't need to think about the infrastructure. You only build your application with it. And this is a demo of showing this Arduino SDK for building a final application with it.
Yep, that's right. Yep. And you get a lot of other cool things like firmware updates and data logging and all the other stuff that Golioth offers. So that's pretty great too. Oops. All right, well, Alvaro, thanks for showing us this here today. I'm excited to see what you have on Monday morning. I assume there will be more awesome builds coming then. But thanks for showing us the Arduino SDK and the new MQTT services.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for watching, and see you guys on the next one.